the use of much energy, and to do as much as possible by hand or with alternative sources. About the RepRap, I didn't stumble over the RepRap there. I don't know if anybody knows about that. One should go to the Center of Scientific Research and ask there. But I have heard of various people asking for jobs there that asks to questions as we'd like it to be. Anyway, I'm having to go there for some questions I have on my own, and I can ask for their connections to the outward world, like if they exchange their knowledge with others, or how they achieve knowledge from the outside world, or corporations and so on. You have asked in one of your questions later. I don't know how far did the RepRap even go now. Are we still with plastics, or is there already metal being used for constructing something?
Maybe Kali could answer this question. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead. Do Aurovillians recognize the relevance of open source standards, or maybe they value patents and other proprietary forms of usage, restrictions of their achievements? Do they share technology freely or for money? The users, I noticed the same ignorance towards open source solutions as everywhere else. Most people don't know the difference between open source and other solutions, and the options that gives it to you. But there is already a group spreading awareness, the Blue Light group. They're helping people with setting up their business or their computer or their network, or finding programs that fit their needs, and they prefer or not prefer, they restrict themselves on open source solutions. And yeah, over time people get more aware, but at the moment it's like everywhere else. If you talk to people about open source, then they ask, okay, and what's in it for me? As for inventors, I cannot tell if they share their technology, but I found some statements on the Auroville website on the following two addresses. You open the pages and look for patent, and will find the fitting statement. Those two people are, the one is questioning the use of patents in the future, or the usefulness of patents in the future, and the other one is a statement of non-agreement with existing patents. So everyone's personal perspective, as there is no such thing as an Aurovillian politics in anything. You can act to people and they have totally different opinions on one thing, and that's all right, as everybody does their personal experiments in the city. So some use patents, I guess, and some don't. So the next question relates to that too. Do the scientists cooperate actively with the global scientific community? I guess partly they do and partly not, but personally I have too little contact with scientists to know right now. Then if you like, we can go on to education and work. Does Auroville require newcomers to be well educated? No. It requires them to be willing and to learn, and to progress and to transcend their current state of mind. That's all that's required, so you don't have to have a university, a diploma, or whatever. Just being in the mind is all that's required. Next question. Is the internet as a source of information easy accessible? Yeah, yes and no. You can get an account of your choice at home, as you can here or in your home countries. There are 2 internet cafes for public access, and many institutions are connected as well. But the problem is that bandwidth usually is very thin. I experienced that. I had no access for a short amount of time or a longer amount of time due to some technical problems on my side, and also some inabilities on the other side. But generally, yes, you can have an internet account and surf the web, whatever. As for the use of computers in classrooms, I have not been to a school. During the time I was in Auroville, there have been the summer vacations, but I guess at least some of the schools have such equipment. I experienced that the children are well educated in that field, but I don't know where it comes from, if they just use it at home or if it's from school teachings. Do they have their own school for children to learn to read and write? Yes, there are schools. There are a few alternative ways of teaching and provide no marks. So the goal of teaching is letting the children grow in consciousness, learn about how the world works, and if that goal is achieved, there is no necessity to provide marks. As for people leaving Auroville, they have, for instance, if they want to go to a university later on, they have to make a final test where they get marks, but usually they don't get any marks. Someone explained to me, for instance, that if you go there, you can see that the classrooms and school buildings are open buildings, sometimes built on pillars, where, for instance, animals can walk in. And someone explained to me they once had a session or a lesson where they were talking about mathematics, and then some animal came in and they started to talk about that animal. So there's in some schools there is no branches or courses, like a course for mathematics, a course for physics. That mixes up depending on the way of teaching in that certain school. How seriously do you teach about education or maybe critical thinking is encouraged in school? Yes, critical thinking is a integral part of what you need in life. And as I often complained about German schools, they teach a lot of stuff about things you learn by heart, or things you never need in your life, but you never get taught about social affairs, how to retrieve information, or how to deal with information you're not sure of its origin, and so on and so forth. That's part of the teachings in Auroville, depending, of course, on the teacher, how he on his emphasis during the courses, or or the lessons, let's say, during the lessons. As far as I understood, the schools want to evolve a holistic worldview in the children, and trying to conserve their natural curiosity and sense of wonder, which, you know, we all lost very soon, when some people as early as in kindergarten, and some in the first grades of school. Is there any question on that topic? Then, how much time do parents spend educating their own children? Do they place their kids in the kindergartens to work for profit? Yeah, the key children.